Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and earlier this year I was at the NAMM convention. This is the National Association of Music Merchants convention in Anaheim, California. I was checking out all the new guitars and amps and just all that stuff. And for those of you that have not been to the convention yourself before, there's obviously a lot of really cool stuff, but there is sometimes stuff that you find where it's just not that impressive, and it's like, it leaves you scratching your head wondering, what were these people thinking? And a good example of this is when I was at the convention, there was a company that made musicians' stools, like a stool that you sit on. And these were made out of like tone woods and everything, right? And they had a stool there that cost like $450 for a wooden like bar stool that you would sit on. And they told me it took them 2 years to develop this stool. And this was honestly indistinguishable from like any wooden bar stool. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the company. I mean, nobody knows this company anyway. I don't want to throw them under the bus. But obviously, it's just like, what are you thinking? Nobody's going to buy this. Anyway, so I'm going through the convention and I'm trying to find those sort of hidden gems and everything, right? And I came across this guitar brand right here called VIPER guitars. And when I saw this, I thought, well, first of all, fantastic. I found something really cool. But also I was thinking, how did I miss this? Because these guitars are made in the USA, not very far from where I live, right here in California. So VIPER Guitars has been around for a few years, and they've got some really cool like showroom guitar models and some good artist endorsements, like the guys from Armored Saint. But like I said, when I saw them at the NAMM convention, I really knew nothing about this brand. So I've been able to borrow this extremely beautiful guitar for this review, and I want to make sure you guys know about these guitars. Now, to start with, these are not mass-produced guitars. I went up to the VIPER Guitars facility here in California, and the main guy there, the owner and head luthier, Jeff, he has his hand really in every step of creating these guitars. It's truly a handmade guitar, and if you want them to, they will make a full 100% custom guitar for you, even a custom body shape and all that stuff. But then they also have kind of like standard model guitars, like the Edge, which is what this guitar is, and then you spec them out yourself. So you start with the base model, and then you say, like, I want these pickups and this bridge and this size frets, all the specs like that. So with all of that being said, just keep that in mind. This is just one example of the guitars, or the guitar that you can get from VIPER Guitars. But obviously, they can make just about anything you want. Okay, so let's go over the specs of this guitar here. The body is Carina. The neck is maple. It's got a nice rosewood fretboard, 24 frets, obviously. And something about this neck, the neck has a very aggressive compound neck profile. So it's really round down here, up here by the headstock, and then down here by the neck pocket, it's very, very flat. So it goes from a nice round kind of C shape for your chords to like I said, kind of an extreme D shape down here by the neck pocket. Now this finish is called multicolor translucent green. I mean, you can see in these close-ups here, I mean, this finish just looks beautiful, and of course it has the matching headstock up here as well. Now all the hardware and electronics on this is all high-end stuff. It's got Graphtec tuners and a Schaller bridge. It's like Switchcraft jacks and CTS pots. And then, of course, these are Seymour Duncans pickups. It's a Sentient in the neck and a Nazgul in the bridge. This guitar looks just amazing, and you can check out some of the other models that VIPER Guitars has produced. But of course, does it sound as good as it looks? I've got a good feeling about it, obviously, because it's such a nice guitar. But let's go ahead and get into the demo. But before we do that, let's talk about the cost of the guitar, right? I mean, how much does this guitar cost? Well, the way the pricing works with these guitars, it's kind of like buying a new car, right? Where you have the base model, and then depending on the options you get, that increases the price. So the base price of the Edge model is $2,000, and that's pretty typical for the different VIPER models. It's like between $2,000 and $2,500, depending on the model you want. But then, depending on the bridge and the pickups or what kind of case you want, that will start to increase the price. So The base model is $2,000, and this guitar, the way it's spec'd out, is about $3,000. But now here's the other issue with a custom-built or hand-built guitar like this. How long will it take VIPER Guitars to make one of these guitars for you after you order it? Well, the cool thing about this is that the turnaround time on these guitars is about 3 to 4 months, which for a hand-built, like fully customizable guitar like this is actually very, very fast. There are some other companies that have similar business models, companies, I won't mention their names, but you can probably guess who I'm talking about, that do similar stuff, but you can sometimes be waiting years for a guitar from those other companies. So for a custom one-off built guitar like this, 3 to 4 months is extremely fast. And also, of course, there are just some guitars that are in stock that are already finished that you could just buy off the shelf. Okay, anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff to talk about, but let's go ahead and plug this guitar in and listen to how it sounds. And we even have like some coil splitting here and everything. Anyway, I'll go through these tone options and let's check it out. Okay guys, let's talk a little bit about this guitar now, now that we've played it a little bit more. So, the playability on this guitar is excellent. Really nice fretwork, and also very, very low action on this guitar. I mean, obviously the setup has a lot to do with that, but also just the overall build quality. just, you know, right down there on the frets, but no buzzing, nothing like that. It's a proper shred guitar that gets out of your way, right? It has that effortless response to it. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the neck, but also the pickups, I think, are a great choice for this guitar. These pickups are very like mid-range focused, kind of upper mid-range, so they don't have any of that nasty high end to them, but they are still articulate and clear. And when you pull up the volume knob and you get the coil splitting effect in there, you can get some very Strat-like tones, especially on the neck pickup with these pickups. I was really impressed with that. I was expecting them to be just like, you know, Allman play on 10 all the time, right? And you certainly get that powerful sound when you're, you know, when you're in full humbucker mode, especially on this neck pickup. This has a lot of punch to it, which I love. But even though it's a 24 fret guitar, you don't have that much spacing between the pickups. This guitar still gives you a really nice variety in terms of the tones. Also, I gotta say, I love this Schaller bridge down here. Now, I really want to mention this. You can get this guitar, you could call up VIPER and say, hey, I want that exact guitar that I saw on the Guitar Max video, but you don't have to get the exact guitar. You can get this guitar with a different bridge, with different pickups, completely different color, whatever you want. That's really the beauty of going with a company like this, is they're going to make it exactly to your specs. And now take a look at some of this footage I shot when I went to the VIPER facility. You can check out some of the other models they have. They even have left-handed guitars. They've got some semi-hollow stuff, basses too, some really nice basses. And all of this stuff, for me, is that perfect blend between flashy and classy. These are all classic, cool guitars. It's not just another cream Strat or Sunburst Les Paul. Enough of that. Now, if you go to the website, you can check out the guitars that are like in inventory and stock right now. You can also check out the ordering process, all of the different options that are available. Of course, I'm going to have a link down in the video description below if you want to go ahead and check that out. For me, the bottom line is this. You know, first of all, I'm almost embarrassed that I didn't know about this company before, because these guitars are like exactly the kind of thing I like. These are like awesome shred guitars. They're made right here in California. And somehow I missed it. But the other thing is, I think if you're looking for something like this, if you're looking for a made in the USA, customizable, truly handmade guitar that's totally shred worthy, and you don't want to wait years to get it, this should be right at the top of your list. Okay, but now let me ask you guys, if you could spec out your absolute dream guitar, like what specs would you put on it? What body shape, what body woods, what pickups, bridge, frets, all that stuff. What would you get? I'm really curious to see what people come up with. Oh, and the other thing too, did you guys already know about this brand? Because I didn't, right? I missed it somehow. Did you guys know about VIPER guitars? Anyway, let me know all that stuff down in the comment section below. That's pretty much it for this video. Amazing guitar. I'm honestly kind of bummed I have to give this back, but I understand it's, you know, it's a one-of-a-kind, you know, one-off instrument and everything. But this is obviously just a beautiful, beautiful guitar. But guys, I'm going to have links for everything I was talking about in the video down in the video description below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.